right, welcome back to another episode of Streetpreneur Podcast, where we're taking your business to the streets. Today I have a special guest. He's a video director, photographer, and the CEO of 5 Shots Media. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Streetpreneurs Podcast.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So I know you got a lot you're working on, man. So just tell us a little bit about where you're from. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Basically, I'm from South Georgia. Albany to be exact. Shout out to the 229.
Okay.
Well, really, I'm from a lot of places in Georgia. I like to say I'm a Georgia mud sometimes because I'm from South Georgia, but I went to high school like middle Georgia area.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm up here in Atlanta, so I got ties everywhere around here. So my background, I kind of go all up and down 75.
Oh, okay.
For sure. But that's where I'm from. East Albany. Shout out to the 229.
Shout out to 229. That's what's up, man. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in the video photography industry. Well, did you start off first with photography, just shooting family and friends, or how did you decide at a young age this was something that I want to do? Or what were you doing before you got into this?
You actually hit it right there on the head. I was the one who was taking pictures at all the family functions. Granddad had his old pony shoot, like when digital cameras had first came out. Right. He had bought this little Sony. He ain't really use it that much, but he was like, "Yeah, if you want to play with it, you go ahead and play with it." So I was the one who was taking pictures at all the family functions, you know, just recording little videos, and I kind of found a niche for it after that. And what I want to say, it was heavy with pictures first. Okay. I grew up in like that MySpace Bebo era, so like it was a whole lot of picture editing going on. So I was like, oh man, that's fast. So I started doing that. Then my teacher, my 7th grade teacher, not my 7th grade, my 8th grade teacher, shout out to Miss Chamberlain. She got a class started at a school program where we was just doing like regular basic photography, video editing, stuff like that. Yeah. And she came up with this little news podcast, and not news podcast, but she came up with like this new news TV show. Right. And she'll show it every Friday at school. Everybody would look out for it. And I was like, oh yeah. I got to do this. I got everybody looking at my work like, this already? Right. Yeah, I got to do it.
So you knew then that was your calling?
Yeah, that was my calling.
Your passion?
Yeah, that was my calling. That was my calling.
Do you remember your first photo shoot?
Oh,
the first ever photo shoot. I'm talking about that first shoot that you got a check from.
The first shoot, the first thing I actually got a check from was a music video. Okay. Matter of fact, like I used to do free pictures because that was kind of my thing, like how to work out,
trying
to get better.
Right.
But somebody just came up to me like, "You ever shot a video?" I was like, "Yeah, I have," but like,
just I ain't play.
Yeah, he was like, "I got you $100. You want to shoot this?" I was like, $100? All right, come on with it. Right. Man, I shot it. And man, that was the worst video I ever shot in the world. That was the worst, but it was my first page.
Did he ask for his money back?
No, he didn't. He actually liked it though. He actually liked it. I was like, man, that was crazy. We shot that at like 10 o'clock at night with car lights. Oh, no tripod.
Yeah, that's bad.
Just ride. Right. But hey, you got to start somewhere though.
Yeah, you do. You do. And what was your first? Like you said, that was your first video shoot. What about your first photography session that you can say that you really did on a professional level that you got paid for?
My first photo shoot was actually it was for, I think it was a graduation shoot for my best friend. She was finna get ready to graduate, so, and that's kind of how I kind of like learned my pricing wise and everything, because I started doing $50 graduation shoots after her. Yeah. I did her shoot. I didn't have no cameras, but I used to rent out the school camera, so I rent out the school camera on the weekend, and I had like 2 or 3 photo shoot, $50 graduation shoot, because that's exactly where I started. I started doing that because that was kind of a good thing for me to start. Basic
kind of learning. You was paying your dues. And kind of learning the game, the ins and outs.
Yeah, getting seeing like what style I like to go with. So yeah, that was my first shoot was graduation shoot. I did for my homegirl. She was finna get ready to graduate.
Right. Did you have any other formal training, or you just took individual classes, or did you just take some courses in it?
Yeah,
just to kind of sharpen your skills a little bit and learn a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I got a degree from Fort Valley.
Oh, okay. What's your degree in?
In media studies.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the whole nine. So I kind of like had the fundamentals.
Right.
But like I'm a trial and error guy when it comes to practice like that. So I just put myself out in some fire. As something like I never did before, and just learn from there and keep going. But yeah, I did have a couple like basic courses. Okay. But by the time I took those basic courses, I had already learned.
You already knew.
Yeah. From shout out to Miss Chamberlain.
Right.
It was all the at school program with her.
Right. What was the first camera you purchased?
It was a Nikon D5300.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that camera for a minute too. I used to call it Nikki. I carried Nikki around with my ear with D5200. It was a starter camera, starter kit lens. It's a great camera, you know, for
what you was doing at that time. Do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Come on, man. You gotta sell collector's items.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta keep that in the vault.
I should have kept it.
That's the first one you're gonna have to, as memorabilia.
Right.
So it's gonna be part of it's part of your legacy.
No, that's facts. But I had to upgrade. So
oh yeah, you have to.
Yeah, the camera business is not cheap at all, man.
No, it's expensive. Yeah, we want to get ready to go into the business aspect of it, for those that want to get into the business, and also for you as far as giving your tips and your point of views about what it takes to succeed.
Right.
And we kind of want to break that down. Just break us down through, give us an example of, I'm going to use this as a scenario. Just somebody call you like, hey, man, it's a last-minute photo shoot or a video session.
Right.
And they want it shot by the weekend. Just kind of walk us through that process. And then they hit you later on. Look, man, I'm low budget. I ain't got that much money, man, but I need it by Monday. I'm sure you've had that scenario before.
Right, man.
Right.
Be careful with those. For sure, be careful with those, because at the end of the day, you need to know your worth. Because you don't want to, overwork yourself. That's a big thing. Like, folks say, they ain't going to start sleeping till they start sleeping on. But now you do need to get that work. Don't overwork yourself, because those last-minute calls do come. Right. And I'm not saying don't take them, but, you just got to know your worth. And when it come down to that, it's a situational thing. Like, I can put it in, a situation-wise. Like, I can have, just say we're going to call them Lil Bob. Lil Bob called me about a music video last minute.
Right.
He don't got no budget for it. He don't got no idea for it, but he know he wanted shot, and he wanted to edit and back to him in a certain amount of time.
Right.
And versus, say you got Lil Wayne calling you, a bigger rapper.
Right, with a big budget.
With a big budget, I already know what you need to do. All you need to do is just come in and shoot it.
Right.
So, you just got to take it in situation and know
be selective.
Yeah.
Is it worth my time? Was it not worth my time?
Right, because you can be head over heels when it comes to that. You don't want to overwork yourself too bad, especially because those last-minute calls happen, frequently. So
yeah, I know.
They happen frequently, so you got to be selective when it comes to that.
Okay. Got
to be selective.
What would you say the total startup cost? If you just give us just a slight estimate. I know you probably don't have the exact number, but what would you say the cost to get started in the game?
I'll say
with the basic equipment, to get started.
Basic equipment, you can get started. You can get started under $1,500. Mm-hmm. You can get started. I'll say $1,500 a good number, because you're gonna spend at least $700 to $800 on a good starter camera. If you spend something less than that, then that's not a good starter camera. Okay. The best, from what I've seen, and I've been shopping for a while, you're gonna spend at least $700 to $800 for a good starter camera. Okay. Then once you want to do, you gotta see if you want to go photography lights or you want to go video lights. That's your strobe light versus your continuous lights. Okay. And a set of those will range you $100. Right. You want to get a tripod, that's another $50. Then you need to get you got to get your LLCs and all that. That's gonna be another $300-400 right there.
I got you.
To get you all right. But you can get started for $1,500. That's a good.
Is there any particular brand of camera? Is it more like a Canon or a Sony or a Panasonic, or what do you recommend?
Yeah, that's more like a preference thing when it comes down. You just gotta know what you want to shoot with. I say, me personally, I started off with a Nikon, but now I shoot more Sony Illuminates away, because that's kind of like my way that I like to go, because I do a lot of color grading too. And color grading, for folks that don't know that's just when you take your footage from, after you shot your footage, you just take it and put it in your editing software, and you add your colors to it, and they just give me that good flat look profile and bring out the colors excellent. So that's just like a preference thing, preference thing for sure.
So what are some of your favorite projects to shoot?
Project wise, I like to shoot.
Is it more photography or more music videos, or?
When it comes to that, I say music videos, and not music videos for say. I like the cinematic roles. I'm working on a project now with Joe DeBreeze called Batman, and we're doing a whole lot of cinematic shots with that. So those be my favorite types of cinematic short film way. I like to do a lot of short films. So that's what I like to do for sure.
Okay, is that blend into documentaries?
Yeah, documentaries, how-tos, all types. What I want to say, Vice, big on Vice. I was big on Vice. So I'm gonna do that.
Right. What are some of the mistakes to avoid in the video photography industry? Some lessons you learned the hard way that cost you some money that you've learned. Just you ain't got to give them all. Just give me at least 3 of them.
The biggest one, procrastination.
Mistakes not to do.
Yeah, procrastination. Do not wait. If you say your turnaround time is 3 to 5 days, don't wait till that 4th day to do it. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get started. That can be the biggest mistake, because you don't know. As soon as you send it out, the client already agitated because they had to wait. Because you said a certain amount of time. Right. Then that's a whole nother problem you got to deal with. Then they may have some corrections they want to do. Then you got to go back and hurry to do corrections because you wanted to wait. So if you got the work, go ahead and do it. I say go ahead. Procrastination going to be the biggest mistake that you can make. Just waiting to that last minute. That could be a big mistake. A second big mistake. Don't let your friends down you. Don't let your friends say, oh, nah, you ain't gonna be able to do that, or kind of shoot your dream down. If you got something you think about shooting and you think you can get a shot, shoot it. Go ahead and do it. Don't wait. Don't try to get no clarification for somebody else.
Right. Or try to be perfect.
Yeah, don't try to be perfect. If you can think you can go ahead and shoot it. Shoot it. Don't care if it's bad, good. Just go ahead and get it out. That's something you can work on, get better if it's bad. Or you don't never know. That pop off would be good. So
what are some of let's touch on editing. Yeah. What is some of the editing software that you use?
I'm on Adobe. I've been Adobe a while. I learned on Final Cut, but Adobe. As soon as Adobe had Creative Cloud and put everything in one suite for me,
that made it so much simpler.
So simpler. But it's a lot of people switching over to Venture right now. DaVinci Resolve, that's a good program. I have did a couple of projects on DaVinci. I like it, but my heart with Adobe, so I need that endorsement.
Okay. Is there any artist or any celebrity you want to work with that you wouldn't mind doing a project, a project shoot or a video for?
The biggest artist I want to work with, it's a tie.
Cause it's a lot of them here in the A.
Yeah,
of course.
It's a big tie. I do want to do a project with Future one time.
Yeah, that's my guy.
That'll be dope, because creativity out of his videos go crazy. Right. I took a lot of his videos, for my reference videos. Who else? Oh, and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I for sure would do a project with him.
Old school, Ice Cube, West Coast.
Ice Cube. Right. I don't care what you need me to shoot. Ice Cube or 50,
Right.
one of them, we get on the project together, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So how do you separate yourself from other videographers without looking at their content? You don't want to watch too much of their content and then try to emulate their style. So how do you just kind of keep that balance in between? Like I'm doing me. I'm not focusing too much on what my competitors are doing.
Right. I just like to have fun. I like to see myself having more fun than people. Like, I don't want to look at it as a job. I want to look at it as like, oh, this is my project. I'll do this. If I ain't had no bills, I get paid. I mean, I would do this for free for sure. Right. I like to have more fun. And that I feel like that set me out because I met a lot of people who shoot. They just take it so serious, and it's like, to me, it ain't as serious, but as it is. I mean, it's serious, but it ain't as serious as you trying to make it. You trying to take the fun out of it. So it just made me feel like I could stand out. Like my mind's just open. Right. So like, and
do you feel like that takes away from some of the creativity when you too serious?
Yeah, it do.
Right. But you're trying to prevent one thing from happening versus being yourself relaxing.
Right. You don't know. You ain't trying to be open to something happening organically. Like maybe that's not how you seen it, but like
let
if it flow,
just let it.
What is you to stop it? Right. I feel like I like to let people get in their zone.
Yeah, and it's more realistic.
Right. I can give you a good direction, but I'm just going off what you do. You feel me? Because I got you for this. You was my. You got here for a reason. You was my inspiration to put you in this role. Right. So I'm finna let you just do you.
Do you? Yeah. Who are some of the biggest clients that you work with? That you currently done projects for right now?
Joe the Bree, shout out to my boy Bree. Rest in peace, Dolph. I did a listening party for him one time. Who else I got? Shout out to the boy T Hood. Went South by Southwest. Shout out to my boy Swayze. He'll be South Georgia artist. Free Swayze. Who else? BOA Huncho. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Huncho. He just got signed with QC. Okay. Who else?
You got a nice roster.
I got a little roster. If I miss anybody,
charge it to my head.
Yeah, but y'all know I'm here well, man.
Right. So let's kind of touch on prices and negotiations.
Set your prices. And be stern about your prices for sure, and get your deposit money for sure.
How important is it not to underprice your services?
Because you
like, man, I should have charged more.
Yeah,
more. How do you go about under? How do you keep from going under on a project? Do you listen to all the details and then you factor in, or
you got to get the details? Because somebody could tell you, oh, I need you to come shoot some for me real quick. Come shoot something at the club for me real quick. Boom, you get the. Now it's 3-4 hours later, you still in there shooting. Right. Please get the details, because if with details, you know what you need to do, you know how much you had to do, and you'll get a better idea of what you want for your price. Right. I used to underprice a lot. Yeah. I used to shoot a lot of club videos. Underpriced a lot. I would be in there
5 hours.
5 hours only getting $125.
Right.
Come on.
No. Everybody was calling you. The whole city was calling you. Right. What? You had to wake up quick. You bump your head enough.
Yeah. Only so many of them nights, my feet gonna be hurting. You gonna stand there. So set your prices, get the details. Make sure you pay attention to the details.
Any new upcoming projects you want to tell us about? What are you currently working on, or you got under development?
I got a couple passion projects coming up. I got that project with Joe the Breeze. That's gonna be a big project. We're getting ready to finish shooting that next week. I got a short film coming up. It's on the works. I got a couple things. Then I'm doing a lot of things for myself now. Street TV show, going to get ready to start doing that. Just go around interviewing people on the street. Trying to get more in that docu-series type role. So it's time to get content out.
I like that. Give them your contact information. How can they reach you for music videos, photography sessions, Let them know best way to reach you.
Best way you can reach me, hit me on IG. I'm always on IG. That's where most of my money come from. Cincodashooter. That's CINCODASHOOTER. Trey White on Facebook. My email 5shotsbooking@gmail.com. Phone number 404-414-5662. Just let me know, man. We can get that visual of the life.
Appreciate it for sure. And I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah,
Being my guest, for vibing, collaborating. And definitely thank you for coming out. We definitely want you to come back to Streetpreneur Podcast.
Thank you for having
me. We're definitely going to collaborate on some projects that I want to do too, involving that street level. So, we'll definitely chop it up and talk about that. And thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Streetpreneur Podcast. We'll be back next week with another episode, same place, same time. And remember, we're taking your business to the street. Thank you.